So Lucas, what's your favourite Doctor Doom quote?
Foot dive.
You can't say that to me when I'm taking a drink, mate. I'll lose it all. We are, of course, talking about the inimitable Doctor Doom, and we'll be referencing throughout the video the Victor Von Doom Earth 616 page on the Marvel Wiki. And Lucas, just before we continue, what do you like about Doctor Doom, and why is it everything?
I mean, other than being everything, he just exudes like confidence.
Yeah, if there's one thing to say about Doctor Doom, it's he is a confident man.
He is.
And he swaggers around like a huge raging dickhole, and he don't give a fuck.
He does not give a fuck.
I refer to one of our very early videos, and you can see skinny, tattoo-less Karl talking about Doctor Doom not giving a fuck.
The hero of Latveria.
Oh man, he is. He's a hero to his people.
He
People love
is.
it, which we'll presumably discuss in this. But we'll start with, as is so often the case, the beginning, which is just like, just a brief introduction, the vital statistics, as it were, of Doctor Doom. So your real name, Victor Von Doom. I love that. That's amazing. And I think it's hilarious that whenever movies try and include Doctor Doom in them, they always try and shy away from the fact his name is very stupid.
And also, how is that not a bad guy name? If I met a guy and he goes, "Hi, I'm Victor Von Doom," I'd be, get the fuck away.
Well, you heard what they did in the Josh Trank Fantastic movie.
Oh, I never watched that one.
Well, originally that film was going to have Doctor Doom be an Eastern European hacker, because they thought that, a guy called Von Doom from Latveria, a fictional place, sounds stupid. Until they realised, well, it's a comic book movie, and people are kind of pissed that we're making one of the coolest, most charismatic villains in all of Marvel canon kind of lame.
So they made him a crash test dummy instead?
No, they have a voice-over line in that movie that you can put in, where it's so clearly done in post-production, where it's like a shot of someone's hand on a piece of paper, and they say, "Oh, this is Victor Von Doom." They might as well have just cut in with my voice.
See, I've not seen it, but I have heard the atrocious looking reshoots in that film.
Which you can tell because I think it's Mara Wilson who plays Susan Storm, the Invisible. I like that. They said they thought, Victor Von Doom sounds so stupid when your main characters are called Susan and Johnny Storm.
Yep.
And then the main guy's called Mr. Fantastic. But anyway, yeah, you can tell what the reshoots are. So you can put the picture of here's Mara Wilson in the film, and here's Mara Wilson during the reshoots wearing a shit Mara Wilson wig. It's so bad. Anyway, so you've got Victor Von Doom, current alias, Doctor Doom. I love that. Have you heard as well that he got his doctorate from a university in Latveria? So he gave himself a doctorate.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I would.
I think it was like a comic where he argues with Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange said, "No, I'm an actual doctor. I'm a doctor of medicine as well as the mystic arts." Yeah. Doctor, so am I. I've got a doctorate from Latveria University. It's like, you gave yourself a doctorate. So basically.
I do still love that line of Infinity War. "Oh, hi, I'm Doctor Strange. Oh, we're using our made-up names. I'm Spider-Man."
It's like, no, I'm actually called Steve. Yeah. Anyway, so aliases, Doom. I love that. His alias is his own fucking... That's confidence right there. So, who's his table for? Doom. Right this way, sir. So, the Master, Invincible Man, Vincent Vaughn, Hans, Rabum Alal, the Great Destroyer, the Damned Destroyer of Worlds, Doom the Destroyer, God Emperor Doom, God. What an alias. Look at all these MSN screen names come to life right now. The Doctor Iron Doom, Beast of the Balkans, President Metal Man. I would vote for that man. The New Apprentice, Doom Rex, and he's also inhabited the bodies of Daredevil, Norman MacArthur, Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, Iron Man, and Vicky Boy.
Can I just pull back a little bit?
Yes.
One of his aliases is Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The actor. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe, Lucas, if you want to do a bit of research, is he disguised as the actor? Or does he just say his name is like Vince? It's a very boring sounding name.
Maybe, yeah.
And obviously it's a Marvel thing of having an alliterative name. So Vince
or
Vaughn.
Maybe real Vince Vaughn is actually Doctor Doom.
I think he could pull it off. I think Vince Vaughn could pull off a charismatic villain. Have you seen him in it's like Attack on Cell Block 88 or something?
Oh no, I've not seen that.
It's a film about a boxer who gets sent to prison.
Okay.
And Vince Vaughn's in it. He just beats people up, and he's super scary.
Sounds very charismatic.
Well, Vince Vaughn's just a really good actor.
Yeah.
Editorial name. I didn't know this one. Do you want to guess what Doctor Doom's editorial name was? It's like the Spectacular Spider-Man, that sort of thing, in that vein.
The Victorious Von Doom.
The infamous Iron Man. Oh, that is a parallel to Iron Man, despite the fact that he's the part of the Rogues Gallery of the Fantastic Four, which is fine. Relatives, Werner Von Doom, which is his father, deceased. Cynthia Von Doom, his mother, who's deceased. And do you know about Doctor Doom's mum? Do you know the backstory of this?
No, I don't.
That once per year, Doctor Doom goes to hell and fist fights Mephisto for his mother's soul and loses. That's a real thing that happens.
Just an annual occasion.
Yeah, once a year, like, Doom goes to hell and fist fights the devil for his mother's soul and loses, and he gets really salty about it.
Does he lose every time?
Yeah. Affiliation, the Parliament of Doom. Which is a multiverse thing, and he's the leader. Of course he is. Of all the Dooms, he's the doomiest of the Dooms. That's what it is. That's what Rick and Morty stole it from.
Yeah.
I'm the Rickiest Rick here. I don't need to join the Council of Ricks.
Oh no, he's the doomiest Doom.
Which I think is like supposed to be like the parallel to the Council of Reeds. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
People don't know there's a thing in the comics where all the Reed Richards from the other like multiverse all meet up and have like Council of Reeds. And they'll talk, we're so smart, we should fix all the problems. And then Doctor's like, no, fuck you.
Comic books.
Also, I think one of those has got like an infinity gauntlet and Doom kills them. Anyway. The Thor Corps, the Black Swans, he was the leader, I like this. Magneto's Astonishing Avengers, the Future Foundation, Intelligentsia, and the Dark Illuminati, Knights of the Atomic Round Table. Do you know what this is doing right here? This is giving us free band name ideas. So, Lucas, I'm going to start from a random part of this, and you just tell me when I'm finished which is your band name. So,
okay.
So we've got the Future Foundation, Intelligentsia, Cabal, the Dark Illuminati, Knights of the Atomic Round Table, Acts of Vengeance, Prime Movers, Partners of Namur, Employer of the Terrible Trio, Fantastic Four, Hydra, Reborn, Ally of Leia Miller, the Legion Accursed.
I'm going to go with Acts of Vengeance.
I'm going to go for the Knights of the Atomic Round Table.
No, that was another fucking good one.
They're so fucking good. I like this. Base of Operations, Undisclosed Base. Even though it's Doom Castle, you can see it. It's like the entirety of like Latveria's skyline is just his house.
But it's undisclosed.
And we have Library of Worlds, Castle Doom, Doomstad. I like that. Do you know why it's called like Doomstad?
No.
Because Doom renamed it after himself when he took charge. Also, there's a holiday in Marvel continuity celebrated in Latveria called Doomsday, which is celebrated either on Doom's birthday or whenever he demands it. Where people
whenever he demands it.
Wait.
What are you doing? Well, what do you mean? Why aren't you celebrating Doomsday?
Yeah. And what happens is everyone gets a day off and he rides around in a car and people cheer at him and throw flowers at him. Identity, public identity. Like anyone's going to fucking kill him. That reminds me of that text from Superheroes comic, where it's someone texting like, Lex Luthor, yeah, I've figured out that Superman's actually Clark Kent. And Lex Luthor texts back, well, yeah, we know. Wait, why don't we use this information? Like, we can go shoot him when he's like, like not expecting it. It's like, what, do you think he's like, less invincible when he's at home? we actually know his secret identity, but it means he spends less time being Superman, so he can commit more crimes.
To keep the cover up anyway.
Oh, you ready? Marital status, he's married. I don't know who to. Well, I guess he is. Occupation, adventurer, scientist, monarch of Latveria, former world destroyer, Baron of Hassan, Baron of Crozy, would-be conqueror, leader of an order of Tibetan monks.
Okay.
I love as well, he puts adventurer, scientist before monarch of Latveria. It's like he sees that, being an adventurer, it's like his Tinder profile, isn't it? I'm an adventurer, I'm a scientist, I'm also the monarch of Latveria.
I don't spend all my time ruling over the country, I like travelling.
So that reminds me of, have you heard Brad Pitt's on Tinder?
Is he?
Yeah, Brad Pitt, during
Get me on Tinder, Karl.
I think it was Oscar acceptance speech, this is going straight on Tinder. And that coincided with Sharon Stone revealing that she's on Bumble. Which is another online dating thing where she keeps getting banned because people keep reporting her profile as being fake.
Oh yeah, of course.
And she tweeted out saying, "Let me into the hive." And as you imagine, I want to fuck. Sharon Stone needs the D. Give it to her. Anyway.
I love the fact that someone just comes up. Oh, Brad Pitt's on Tinder. Oh, must be fake. Left. Swipe left.
He must be so upset he can't get a date. Education. College studies in the sciences, expelled before degree completion, self-educated to graduate level, and beyond in most sciences. Self-taught knowledge of the mystic arts of magic, studied under Caligistro, which I can't pronounce, but yeah, he's only got a college level formal education, and he taught himself everything else.
But he also gave himself a doctorate, so fuck it.
Doctor fucking Doom. Characteristics, would you like to hear these?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got, he's male, he's 6'2", so... Yeah, I'm taller than Dr. Doom, so get wrecked. But then he's 6'7" in his armour.
Yeah, so get wrecked, Karl.
His weight is 225 pounds, or 415 pounds when he's armoured.
I would have thought it was heavier armour.
Well, it's special magic super Doom armour. That's presumably mega light and also super strong.
See, I would have thought it's super heavy armour, but because he's using magical powers to keep it.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out when we get to the paraphernalia section. And then we've got eyes brown, hair bald, formerly brown, unusual features, burn scars on his face. So, how much do you know about like Doom's his horrible disfigurement?
Not much, because normally he's wearing the mask.
Okay, well, in the very, very earliest comics, the actual like scar that he gets is like a little one here. But he's so vain that he thinks he's a horrible monster. So he puts the mask on, and what that does is the mask is still red hot when he puts it on, and it burns his face even more. But it's like that moment, do you know like the Punisher season 2?
Yeah.
Where Jigsaw's like, you ruined my face, and he's got like a cut here. I think we mentioned it in a video before, it's like, oh yeah, just showcase like what his scars look here. This is what Jigsaw's scars look like in season 2. And now just put in the clip of what Frank Castle does to him at the end of season 1. Where he's like getting his face, and he's grinding it into the glass. It's like he's got one cut here. And he spends all his time going, oh man, my face is so red. It's like, people would still fuck you. I'd fuck you, mate, don't worry.
He literally gets some, so, you know.
While he's crazy. There's someone out there for everybody, man. Even Doctor Doom, apparently. Right. And as per usual when it comes to comic characters, we're going to skip straight past like history and story, because
get to the bullshit,
Carl. Is just, it's endless and it's not interesting. What is interesting, though, is just the powers and abilities of Doctor Doom. Oddly enough, the first power listed is not his intelligence, like I assumed it would be, but it's his magic. So let's cover that, shall we? So we've got magic. Doctor Doom was introduced to the mystical arts by his mother, who was of Romani and Latvian descent. He further developed his abilities by travelling through time and learning lost dark arts from individuals such as Morgan Le Fay. After Doctor Strange stepped down as the Sorcerer Supreme of Earth, Doom was amongst the candidates considered most suitable to replace him.
Holy shit, I never knew that.
So he could have been the Sorcerer Supreme, but you don't want to be it. It's like, do you hear about that one comic where Doom becomes a god?
That doesn't surprise me.
I mean, he turns it down because he realises that if I'm a god, I have to do what like other people say, ironically. Like he has like a set thing he has to do if he becomes God. It's like that moment in Battle of Gods where Beerus asks Goku, oh, so how's it feel to be a deity? I hate it. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's a power I achieve without doing press-ups. What is this? It's bullshit.
And then Vegeta just does it by himself.
Yeah, Vegeta just goes in and just does lots of push-ups and drinks lots of juice. However, the majority of his powers came from the Hazara 3, and upon angering most of them, his sorcery was removed and he was trapped in hell as punishment. While they enhanced his powers, he could achieve the following. So I don't think he has his powers anymore, maybe that's what they're trying to say here.
Maybe. But at some point he did.
Well, I like the idea that Doctor Doom pissed off the people who provide his magic powers and they took him away. And they just sent him to hell. So you had Mystic Blast, Mystical Force Field, Spell Casting, Spell Reversing, Summoning, Teleportation, Dimensional Travel, Mystical Ensnaring, Mystical Portals, Healing, Banishment, Time Travel, Power Absorption, and Elemental Manipulation. So pretty fucking strong.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But he doesn't have those powers anymore because he pissed off magical beings and now he's in hell. So he's also psionic, which I didn't know. Like Doctor Doom's psionic. I thought he was just a dude. Throughout his history, Doom was always searching for ways to augment himself due to his encounter with aliens and mutants. Doom was evolved as a being, though it's not clarified how or to what extent. I like that. It's like, oh, I'm a human. Oh, there's an alien. Well, that's some cool shit right there. Better, just stick it on myself.
I better evolve into that.
It is for sure, though, that he has acquired telepathic powers in the process. Those skills are a result of personal mental development and are not to be confused with magic. So he's got magic powers, but also telekinetic powers. But don't confuse them, because he's got both.
But he just learned them, through sheer force of will.
Yeah, he's specced into magic, Luke. Doctor Doom,
skill points.
You know he's that guy, he's when you play Sky for 100 hours and you spec into every skill tree. So I can do everything, I'm Doctor Doom. He's got mind transference, which he learned by training with an alien race, and he has gained the ability to switch his mind with that of another nearby, with whom he has made eye contact. It says, however, he prefers his own body and only uses this as a last resort.
So he can Captain Ginyu it?
Yeah.
Just body change!
Oh man, is that the most OP broken power ever?
Oh god, yeah.
And he can do it to someone who's like orders of magnitude stronger than himself. Like, he can't access Goku's power, he can. And I like that theory that that's not Captain Ginyu's original body.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he just did something else. Oh, when he becomes a frog. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
In Super, where he comes back, where the frog is on Earth, and it comes back, and he transfers it like Tagoma,
yeah.
and then Vegeta kills him. It's like, oh, damn it! Took 20 fucking years. Anyway, so he can also hypnotize people. He's got technopathy, which is control over technology. He's got telekinesis. He's got power nullification, because, yeah, that's fair in the universe where everyone's got superpowers. He's got enhanced senses. He also formerly had the powers of the Beyonder. What's your knowledge of the Beyonder, Lucas?
Not much, but he's OP as fuck, apparently.
Yeah, he's on his Marvel power scale. Just put his power scale behind, which is just 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Like, he can do anything. He formerly had those powers. He had vast sonic abilities, could change the state of matter, and a host of different powers. He was endowed with superhuman strength to such an extent he was potentially incalculable. Using his ability to manipulate reality, he could in effect regenerate damage done to his body by simply willing it to be repaired. Other powers include teleportation, flight, the ability to choose our physical resistances and attributes, as well as the ability to move others from one place to another via teleportation. Beyond his powers during the 8 years of existence of Battle World, Doom possessed virtual omnipotence, stolen from the race of Beyonders. He was able of holding together an entire planet, compose the remnants of destroyed realities by thought alone. He could rearrange reality as he pleased, control time, space, teleport, resurrect the dead, reform from incineration and being shattered into pieces, easily overpower the human vessel of the Phoenix Force, and a wielder of the Infinity Gauntlet.
What the fuck?
I should list that that's a former power he had. So he's not that OP anymore, but he could.
But at one point
He beat the Phoenix Force and an Infinity Gauntlet.
could just do everything.
He's Doctor Doom. Do you know why he can do everything though, Lucas? Because that's the next power, super genius intellect. Doctor Doom's most dangerous weapon is his intellect. He's one of the top mortal minds on the planet. Doom even cured Ben Grimm of his Thing form. Now, how much do you know about this? This is one of my favourite Doctor Doom things that he's done.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this.
Benjamin Grimm, the Thing, is the Thing because of an unexplained reaction to space radiation.
The cosmic space goddess rays.
That Mr. Fantastic doesn't understand, and it's in the comics a constant source of frustration and anger for Mr. Fantastic is that he can't figure out what has turned his friend Ben Grimm into the Thing. And it's said that he spends countless hours awake, worrying that he'll never be able to give his friend his human life back. And it said in one comic that Doctor Doom cures the Thing and then turns him back just to piss off Reed Richards. He figures it out and then doesn't tell anybody. And he never tells Reed Richards how he does it.
Oh, no.
He only does it as a flex to say, I could do it anytime I want.
I could do it.
And you
Fuck
can't.
you. Oh, that's so brutal.
But as well,
think of Ben, though.
Yeah, but isn't as well that the most Doctor Doom thing you've ever heard?
Oh, yeah, it is, yeah.
It's so fucking good. Doom has constructed hundreds of devices, including a working time machine, a machine that imbues people with superpowers, and many types of robots. I guess the Doom bots, which look exactly like him.
Yep.
They act like him, they talk like him, and individually they have an advanced AI so that each one believes itself to be the real Doom. As a safety measure, each Doom bot has a dampener program. It's triggered whenever the real Doom or another Doom bot is nearby.
So all of them think they are the real Doom?
Yeah, until Doom's nearby and they stop.
And then they realise, oh shit, no.
Then we have Indomitable Will, which is probably it's a power that doesn't sound like a power until you realise how Doom uses it. So Doom has phenomenal determination. It's he will be OP as fuck in Undertale. So it's indeed, he has the strongest will of anybody on Earth.
Jesus.
He was able to resist the psychic attacks of Emma Frost and Purple Man, whose superpower is bending people to his will through sheer force of will alone. He was able to reject the mystical arm that the Soul Sword provides through sheer willpower alone. And while he was tortured in hell, he refused to let a single audible indication of pain exit his mouth.
Holy shit.
So he was tortured in hell for eons and didn't say a word.
He didn't make a noise.
Doom's willpower could be considered to be beyond the gods themselves after having stolen the Beyonder's omnipotence. For himself, he was capable of creating an entirely new planet from the remnants of incursion points between collapsing worlds. That new planet, Battle World, was held together entirely by his own will.
That's so fucking crazy.
Also, it says here as well, highly influential connections, which is adorable. As the monarch of Latveria, he has access to technology and military hardware. He also has command of conventional military forces.
Oh no, what are they going to do when he can hold a planet together with his will?
Charismatic leader. Doom is able to attract people's positive attraction, especially the citizens of Latveria, even when his plans are failing. He is also a skilled politician and strategist, and has occasionally been the leader of numerous teams, including the Fantastic Four. Now, this is my favourite one. Are you ready for this? Diplomatic immunity. As the leader of a sovereign nation, Dr. Doom often visits the United States or the United Nations for political reasons. He enjoys diplomatic immunity during these trips, and his embassy is considered foreign soil. He has even been escorted by Captain America himself. Captain America had to escort him when he arrived because he's a foreign dignitary and he knows he's a criminal. And he arrived in full armour and there's nothing anyone could do about it. Doom has also shown himself to be a talented artist. He painted a duplicate of the Mona Lisa. He's also a pianist and a master swordsman, which I think is quite funny. So we should get on to the weaknesses now. Because what does this man have as his weaknesses?
This man does not sound like he has any.
His weakness is his ego. Understandably.
Okay.
He says here that Doom can be manipulated by pandering to his sense of superiority. For example, Spider-Man was able to gain his assistance concerning unknown technology by saying that Reed Richards could not figure it out.
Spider-Man playing those mind games.
Yeah, so you're like, Dr. Doom, can you do this? No, Doom will not lower himself to help you. Reed Richards couldn't figure it out either, I guess you can't. I'll figure that out. How dare you question
Fuck you, Spider-Man.
Then we have a deal with Mephisto. Doom made a deal with the demon Mephisto. He is allowed to summon and challenge him once a year to try and win back the soul of his mother.
God.
And each time he fails, the people of Latveria grow to despise him even more.
Oh, no. He just wants his mum back, Karl.
He has to fist fight the devil for his mother's soul, and he loses every fucking
How
day.
does he lose when he gains the Beyonder's power?
And we have this as well. We have like just a list of shit that's put in his armor, and we're going to skip over all of it to go straight to my favourite one. And this is probably the best thing about Doctor Doom that I think nobody knows, and it is like, you know, like his suit. Like, you know, it's like got life support systems. He can fly, energy constructs. So he can, like, you know, shoot beams of light out of his fists. He can summon, like, you know, Doombots to his aid. Do you know it also contains splinters of, and I'm not making this up, the true cross, aka the cross that Jesus Christ was, like, you know, crucified on.
What?
And he has them in his armor along with other such defenses to protect him from Dracula. Because he lives in Latveria, and what's nearby to Latveria? Eastern Europe, Transylvania. Dracula can come get him.
So he's just scared that one day Dracula will come
So Doctor
through.
Doom has Dracula-proof armor.
That's fucking awesome.
And we can end, as we often do in these videos, with, like, you know, the trivia section. We have one that I mentioned earlier here. It's that in one retcon, the scar that Doctor Doom originally received, the explosion of his arcane device, while large, was not horribly disfiguring. In his eagerness to assume his masked persona, he donned the faceplate of his first suit of armor while the metal was still smoking on the forge.
Oh, God.
So he basically just went, no, I need to wear it now. Doom is allegedly a user of FaceSpace, which is the Marvel Continuity's version of Facebook, when he's a friend to the hero Nua. So he's apparently on Facebook. In Captain Britain and MI13, number 10, Doom states he studied under one of Dracula's greatest enemies, suggesting that Doom travelled back in time to study under Abraham Van Helsing. He has also been shown to not recognise Dracula's title of Count. So he doesn't recognise Dracula as a real Count, despite the fact he calls himself Doctor Doom and he never finished university. That's a fucking power move right there. I respect that. Untold amounts. That is so fucking good. So hello, Dracula. Well, it's Count Dracula, not in Doom's fucking house.